Hey guys, it is August, and I will bring you a very, very special review of Detective Comics 22, The Wrath of Batman. Alright, now, first off, this cover is awesome. Batman, torrential rain, wrath, blazing fire. I think that's very cool. Immediately, right off the bat, the artwork is impeccable in this issue. There's not a single panel that I do not love. There are just select ones that I think are exceptionally awesome. The first one being the very first page, where we see Batman, confronted by police officers as they start the monologue on, lightning and all that, two dead cops. So they're saying, Batman says, don't do it, you're making a mistake. And then he says, when you open fire. Of course it did. It's Officer Wallace, I believe, explaining their encounter with Batman to Commissioner Gordon, and he's saying, they opened fire, but not a bullet hit him. Didn't hit Batman. He said, of course I didn't. He laid down one of those smoke bombs of his and took us out. Took us down before I could even unload a full clip. He says, this isn't the first time I've gone up against the Bat Commissioner. As I've said before, Batman's every bit as dangerous as the other criminals we're out here risking our necks to catch. He could have killed me. So Commissioner Gordon says, but he didn't kill you, did he? Batman doesn't kill, especially not cops. Truth is, he might have saved you from walking into the same ambush that took officers Pope and Stevenson. For one, I'm grateful to him. We've got a cop killer on our hands, gentlemen, and I have a nasty suspicion he's just getting started. So again, awesome artwork as they really begin it. We see Tiger's shield, and you see Wayne Enterprises off there, completely pitch black. Caldwell Tech, and so Batman Alfred is piloting the helicopter as Bruce says a new villain's come to Gotham, one who murders cops. I don't think I'm going to like this man, Alfred, as he's referring to Mr. Caldwell. So he says half a dozen in as many days. People are scared. Police are nervous, and meanwhile, I have to deal with this. So Alfred tells him, perhaps it will surprise you, Master Bruce. He's done some admirable charity work. He can't be all bad. So Bruce gets off the helicopter. He gets greeted by E.D. Caldwell with his assistants behind him. I think that Caldwell is very reminiscent of Aaron Eckhart. Honestly, I don't know if I think he does look like Aaron Eckhart a little bit there. Blonde, like straight out of the Harvey, the Dark Knight movie. But yes, he greets him, says, E.D. Caldwell, CEO and founder of Caldwell Technologies. Pleased to meet you, Bruce. Hope you don't mind me calling you Bruce. He says, I'd love to welcome you to Gotham, Mr. Caldwell. But it seems you've already made yourself at home. And we get a little shot of the billboards that he's paid to put up, by the subways and everything. And says, please call me E.D. or Ed if you prefer. We're going to be doing business together. That seems like the least we can do. Bruce says, Mr. Ed, E.D., I'm afraid we're not going to be doing business together. And to which he says, not ready to accept my offer for Wayne Enterprises? Fine. Let's make it simple. Add another zero. which he says, Wayne Enterprises is not for sale, Mr. Caldwell. He says, nonsense, everything has a price, not me. Anyways, you made a generous offer, and you deserved a response. And the response is, thank you, but no thank you. Now, if you excuse me, I'm running late for another engagement. We fly off. Mr. Caldwell, he tells his two assistants, Mr. and Mrs. Waters, it appears that Mr. Wayne is intent on making our lives difficult. So I'm interested to figure out what role these two assistants will play, whether or not it'll turn into important people in the coming issues. But as we're back at the Batcave, and Alfred is talking to Bruce and his Batman. He's got a 3D projection of Caldwell Technologies, and he's saying he makes weapons, Alfred, all types of weapons. These hologram surveillance videos Caldwell warehouse that almost nothing he doesn't make, at least when it comes to killing machines. He wants Wayne Enterprises Technologies to create a more perfect war and make himself even richer in the process. He says, indeed, sir. But it's also true E.D. Caldwell funnels much of those riches back into the community. He's already made generous donations to the police, local libraries, schools, and arts programs, city shelters, troubled youth organizations, even prison rehabilitation programs. He's a Gotham native, now impossibly wealthy, who's returned to the city just recently after a considerable absence, saying his primary goal is to make a difference. If I may be so bold, sir, perhaps another reason you have taken such an immediate dislike to Mr. Caldwell is you feel that that position in Gotham is already occupied. And then we get the classic bat stare. And Alfred says, I'm playing devil's advocate, Master Bruce. In truth, I didn't care much for him either. Nor was I especially impressed by the look of his hired help. So, Batman says, I'm going out, Alfred, to hunt this killer. And, he's taking the tumbler. Okay, so, next panel we see Wrath. And someone I was very surprised and also very happy to see. He says, before you can strike again, Bruce says, down there, you've seen how it's done. You know what to expect. He says, a person that the Wrath is talking to, he says, you won't, not if you remember. Think about every moment you spent behind bars, who put you there, how they treated you, how you suffered. Go down there and make them suffer too. Show them their hate. Show them your scorn. You see, Wrath is coaching Scorn, Wrath and Scorn, his Robin counterpart, on how to take him out. And I was very happy to see Scorn in the first issue. I was not expecting to see him in the first issue that this story arc was going to take place, but I was glad to see him. So he crashes down on a police car and starts firing wildly into the car, and to which Batman promptly arrives and with the tumbler and gets out of the car as Officer Melendez. He says he took a proceeded on foot northwest towards Park Street. And with some sort of high-caliber weapon. I've never seen it before. Black and brown costume with cloak, hoodie, and single lens eyepiece. Looked to be early 20s, approximately 5'8", 135 pounds. This is, she's kind of like holding her partner, with her head, and or one of the other officers says he took a bad one, sir. There was a shooting using a concussive force of a cannon. He starts to wake up, coughs. He says, if there's a bright side to this, it's you're just supplied with some new equipment. So, as he stumbles to his feet, he pulls his jacket off, and we see it says Caldwell Tech. He says, these a shot like that would have cut right through our old dress like butter. But these are real lifesavers, as he pulls it up. So, Batman goes off following Scorn, and he connects. He talks to Commissioner Gordon. And he says, Batman tells him to instruct all the GCP units to away from the area of Chesapeake and Park. Chesapeake. So he says, understood, Batman, will do. Only that one of the uniforms at the scene, Officer Wallace, got a brief look at the perp. He said it looked like you, Batman. So Henry Wallace, veteran of GCPD, almost 16 years in the force. I know he isn't a fan of how I operate, and like a lot of people in Gotham and in GCPD, he doesn't trust me. But there's no way Wallace could have confused him with me. As he sees Scorn running away, he says, Scorn is yelling, pick me up, boss, pick me up. And, he's in like a little alleyway, and he swoops down, disarms him, gets the gun away from him, has a little spat there, and Scorn is on his butt. And he says, the way he shot up the police car doesn't match the precision of the previous shooter. But this one was running away, trying to buy himself time, waiting for some sort of help. This is only one of the people I'm looking for. He's in league with someone else. So, you see someone points a gun at the back of his head and says, you're going to pay for what you did, dirtbag. Blah, blah. It's the chick from before. She said, her name is Strode. What are you doing? You need to get out of here. Negative, sir. This man shot my partner, killed my coworkers, my friends, and he's going to pay for that. I'm going to make sure of it. Just put the gun down, Batman says, and your way doesn't work, Batman. How many cops has he killed in the past week? Batman says, 2, and only tonight. This man is a menace, and a light shines down on them that takes their attention away, and a hail of gunfire comes down from this spacecraft, very cool, in the moonlight there, just really awesome, which allows Scorn to be taken away, and you can't really see that, but yeah, he's given a hand by Wrath. There's a Strode and Batman duck under a dumpster. Yeah, and it's literally a spacecraft, like straight out of Star Wars, 4 like exhaust things. But I don't really understand how that gets around without somebody seeing it. But I don't know. Anyways, that aside, Batman and Strode, they're behind the thing, and Batman picks up the gun that Scorn had. He dropped it, and he says, "I've lost him, but maybe I know where to start looking in order to find him." So, Scorn is telling to Wrath, "I'm sorry, boss, I failed you." He says, "Indeed you did. Headshots for cops. Headshots only. And you don't leave any alive ever." And he says, "I would have finished the others, but Batman. Batman should not have gotten in the way. And trust me, just like the rest of the Gotham City law enforcement, Batman will soon feel my full wrath." And he crushes his helmet, basically, like almost half crushes it. And you see an awesome splash of wrath and full glory. Really love his design. I mean, compared to, I don't have this the original source material from when he was first introduced, but I can't say I don't love the revamp. Yeah. So he says, "Pilot, take us higher." He says, "You've been a terrible disappointment, Scorn. As a convict and 3-time loser, I thought we might share the same acrimony against law enforcement. You were supposed to be the first in an army that would help bring down the GCPD. Instead, I'm forced to terminate your services." And he says, "What? You can? I can and I am. It's bad enough you failed me, but even worse, you potentially exposed me. Jeopardize years of meticulous planning, and I won't have you jeopardizing things further." Says, "You're firing me?" "In a manner of speaking. I already found promising potential replacements at one of the Gotham homes For troubled teens, I thought someone younger might take easily to training. A little more easily, yes, sir. He says, you and me, we're supposed to be partners. Perhaps that's what you thought, Scorn, but there's something you need to understand about the nature of partnerships in Gotham. As he grabs him, he says, no, please wait. He says, no, as he drops him out of the spacecraft. As he says, partners die. And it's just an awesome, once again, And that's it. So next you see Vengeance, Wrath, and War. And next page, in my Better Half Man-Bat backup story, which is absolutely epic. I was just as excited. I'm just as excited to read the backup, next week, as I am to get my hands on the next issue of the Wrath story arc. Now, what you may not know is that there was originally four villains I wanted to see before knowing anything about the New 52 that I wanted to see. Well, that I wanted to see in the New 52 once I started reading it, and it was Owlman, King of Cats, Prometheus, and Wrath. And so far, all of them but Prometheus has been shown here, and I cannot tell you how overjoyed I was when I saw that they were bringing Wrath back, and they did him, I think, at least, I don't have the source material from the original Wrath from, I don't want to call it campy, because, again, I don't have the original source material that I wish I could read, but it's just absolutely everything that I could have wanted. I get the feel of a certain Darth Vader-ish type feel from this revamped Wrath character. And, even as soon as I saw Scorn, as a matter of fact, I was just a little frightened that he was going to get killed off at the end of the comic, almost like a cop-out, and we wouldn't see, a real, Wrath, because, it's not like Batman has a Robin anymore, so we can't have that dynamic, unfortunately, but still I wanted to see, Wrath in the comic, and based on from what we read from the comic, E.D. Caldwell, putting money into, troubled youth organizations, scooping them up almost in a Talon, Court of Owls type fashion. I really look forward to seeing how this character will develop, and I have no qualms whatsoever with anything of this comic. I think we're going to have a first 10 out of 10 on us right here. Wrath of freaking Detective Comics 22 is absolutely everything I wanted. Absolutely epic, awesome. I thought I was reading Scott Snyder. It's just absolutely awesome. John Layman, Jason Fabok, great job. Just absolutely everything I wanted. And anti-Batman, and I look forward to seeing where this goes. But going back a little bit about the characters I wanted to see, all of them were essentially anti-Batman figures. Owlman, Prometheus, Wrath, all anti-Batman figures. And I hope Wrath destroys Batman. I hope he absolutely demolishes him and destroys him to the very core horribly, to where Bruce can come back and actually learn and show development within his character and be the Batman that we deserve to have, instead of someone that is wallowing in emotion. Let's say I want to see Bruce evolve in the comic instead of going through the motions again. But I made this point many times over. But yes. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Perfect. Absolutely pick this up. Follow me, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Tumblr, whatever I put down there. And have a great day, guys. Yeah. Peace.